Have you ever taken a close look at a modern carburetor? Looks like a can of worms, doesn't it? But it wasn't always that way. Remember? Well, you probably set your own idle speed and mixture on your first car with nothing but a screwdriver and a good ear. Maybe even took it apart, cleaned it up, and put it back together with an overhaul kit. But you probably wouldn't want to try that now. Well, the carburetor's job used to be simple. Just turn the fuel into a fine mist, then add the right amount of fuel to the airstream so it'd burn right. Adding too much or too little fuel would have a negative effect on engine operation. Of course, getting it just right for all operating conditions was asking too much, but approximate was close enough in those days. The years that followed brought many changes to the carburetor for many reasons. Air-fuel mixture had to be more precisely controlled under all operating conditions because we had to squeeze the last bit of energy out of every drop of fuel. Cold starting, warming up, accelerating, climbing, cruising, coasting. It made no difference. That old friendly, easy to get along with carburetor has grown into this monster. And it's almost disappeared in a jungle of wires, hoses, linkages, and switches that have grown up around it. And the more complex the system gets, the harder it is to keep in perfect tune. But now, Cadillac has applied its leadership and expertise in digital control electronics to the fuel system. Meet the result. We call it digital electronic fuel injection, and it's one of the marvels of solid-state electronics. Now, physically, it's rather simple. Metering the fuel is the critical part of the operation, since it governs fuel economy and emissions, and also performance, responsiveness, starting ease, and drivability. It's done by pulsating electromagnetically operated valves in the injectors that open and close hundreds of times per second. It's the time they're open that determines how much fuel is released with each pulse. Now, I'm talking about milliseconds, thousands of a second. It's practically impossible to get that kind of precision timing mechanically. But with modern electronic control, the task was simpler and less complex. All the system functions are programmed into this electronic control module, a mini computer. Now, it's located out of sight under the instrument panel. But this is what it looks like. It's a pretty small box to do such a big job. Now, inside there are a number of integrated circuits called chips. Like this. Now, it doesn't look like much to the naked eye. But when magnified, it's mind-boggling. There are sensors in the engine compartment that monitor the various temperatures and pressures, as well as engine speed and throttle position, and then translate their readings into electrical signals that tell the control unit what's going on. The control unit responds to these inputs with time pulses that are designed to control the injectors. Now, it also controls spark timing. Now, looking at the injectors, you'll note that the throttle positions are partly open. Now, that's the ready-to-start position, controlled by the idle speed control, which is one of the features of this system you're really going to like. Now, after the engine starts, the throttles close down to the correct idle speed for the engine temperature. It should be faster when cold and slower as it warms up to a normal operating temperature. And you see the fuel spray coming out of the injectors? Now watch when the throttle opens. First, an extra burst to keep the engine from stumbling. Then it settles down to a steady value that's right for the load. Getting back to the idle speed control, that's this device. Well, there's a motor inside that drives this plunger in and out. It's controlled by the electronic control module. Idle speed is programmed in to maintain the desired idle quality. Now, increase the load on the engine, air conditioning, or shifting into drive, lock power steering, and the engine speed is controlled within the desired range. This plunger advances to open the throttle just enough to keep a desired engine speed. Well, now watch it. When we turn the air conditioning on and off. We know it won't idle too slow and stall, so we can program the idle speed lower. No lurching when shifting into drive, no racing during warm-up. Ask your Cadillac sales representative for the 1980 EPA estimated miles per gallon for the models with digital electronic fuel injection. Remember, use the estimates for comparison. The mileage you get may differ. We think it's a winner. Of course, idle speed control is only one of the highlights of DEFI. If any of the sensors malfunction, the control module senses something is wrong and lights a check engine indicator on the control panel, and then bypasses the problem sensor's function. The control module then substitutes a sensor value from its memory to keep the system operational. The check engine light stays on until the problem is corrected. And there's more. If the check engine light should bring you into your dealership service department for attention, the technician can go through a couple of quick steps, and the control module is designed to provide him with a code to lead him to the problem quickly and accurately. It's what we call onboard diagnostics, and it's designed to save you from inconvenience you don't need. We don't want you to have any. We think this is a big step in the right direction.
Cadillac moves into a new decade of motoring luxury with the styling appeal and grace inherent in the Cadillac tradition. We are utilizing computer-age technology to add a special kind of convenience to owning and driving the 1980 Eldorado and Seville motor cars. This special convenience contributes to a freedom from inconvenience, and we'd like to show you some of the features and benefits of the equipment that helps make it possible. Until now, discovering the cause of rough idling or hard starting was a real chore involving time-consuming troubleshooting and diagnostic steps. Now, Cadillac has developed a revolutionary onboard electronic diagnostic system designed to help pinpoint a fuel system problem quickly and accurately. Let's see how the system works for you. This gentleman has just noticed that a light on his dashboard has come on, the check engine light, which is an indication that there may be a problem in the engine control system that could have an effect on engine operating efficiency. The engine continues to run, and in this case, as in many, the only noticeable difference is the dash indicator light. Let's look in on his arrival at the dealership for assistance.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Just fine. What can we help you with?
Well, my car's check engine light came on a few miles back. I didn't notice any symptoms of a problem, but I did notice a slight hesitation in acceleration. I thought I had to check with you people.
Let me hop in and I'll have some answers for you in short order.
All right.
This will only take a minute, sir.
Have you found anything yet?
Oh, I think I found the problem. We should have it cleared up pretty quickly.
Yes, but you didn't even look under the hood.
Yes, I know. You see, your car is equipped with an electronic diagnostic system to monitor various individual components of your car's fuel system. By running through a set procedure, the diagnostic equipment provides a code that helps us locate a problem.
My car did all that?
Sure did. And I'm fairly certain the problem is minor. Let me get a technician to check a couple of things under the hood, and you should be back on the road in no time.
That's very good. Very impressive. An electronic diagnostic system, you say?
That's correct. Why don't you have a seat in our lounge, and I'll join you in a few minutes and explain it while we fix your car. Our technician's free. He'll get right on it, and you should be on the road.
Well, I'd appreciate that.
Let's stop for a moment to examine the electronic diagnostic system and retrace what went on when the problem occurred. This system is part of a new fuel system called Digital Electronic Fuel Injection that's available on 1980 Eldorado and Seville models. The heartbeat of this new system is an electronic control unit, a mini computer that regulates engine operation while monitoring numerous engine-related components. The control unit is all were to malfunction. The control unit is capable of assuming its function, helping to keep the engine running. Often, the driver will notice little or no change in performance. This is accomplished using information stored in the memory of the control unit. If the control unit notes a problem, it lights a dashboard indicator, the check engine light we saw. An added feature of the system is that in addition to the information stored in its memory, the control unit also stores a code. Some 25 different codes can be easily read and deciphered by a Cadillac service technician to help him correct malfunctions quickly and accurately. The problem is intermittent. Say if the engine check light flashes on once in a while, then goes out. The code is still stored in control unit memory for retrieval by a technician. Now, let's go back to the dealership.
Oh, did they find the problem?
While you were driving along, the connection to the coolant sensor came loose. The control unit recognized the major change in its information from the coolant sensor and took corrective measures.
You mean it took the place of the coolant sensor so I could drive here?
Yes. In effect, it bypassed the coolant sensor to keep the engine running. That's why you noticed some sluggishness.
That's pretty slick.
At the same time, the control unit set a numeric code in its memory. And when I called up the diagnostic function, the code allowed me to pinpoint the problem like that. Without the code, we would have had to go through a number of troubleshooting steps. But with the diagnostic system, convenience and efficiency for my technician, freedom from inconvenience for you.
Well, that's good. That's very good. So that was it, eh?
And that's all there was to it, a little wire. The technician noticed it right away since he knew where to look. And I see that you're all set to go.
Great. Thanks for your help. And thanks double for the lesson on what was my car. It really does all that. Well, that's really something.
That control unit is really something. You know, this new technology is also responsible for the electronic climate control system.
Is that so? Well, it's really something. It's a breeze to operate, too. Off, economy, low, automatic, with just a tap of my finger. The digital temperature display makes it easy to see where you set the temperature, up or down. Just set it and forget it. It's quiet and consistent. Boy. Diagnostic. Fuel injection. I think we've both got a winner.
I couldn't agree with you more. The system is quite impressive, and it really helps us help you. It's a real time saver.
It sure saved me some time. I think I've even got time to stop by the pro shop on the way home. Thanks again. Right on.
You know, a great deal of time could be spent showing you the features and benefits of the entire Cadillac line of fine cars. For instance, with this Eldorado for 1980, there's a number of significant engineering features that's worth knowing more about. But at Cadillac, we know our job doesn't end just the engineering and luxury story for 80. Cadillac owners have come to expect a lot from Cadillac, and because of increased consumer interest in car sound systems, this standard power antenna is just a clue to another positive selling feature on all worth knowing more about. Let's take a closer look and find out what the sound of excellence really means. All 1980 Cadillacs feature a new generation of sound systems called electronically tuned receiver, or ETR, using advanced technology from the world of digital electronics. The ETR in AM/FM stereo form is standard on all Cadillacs and starts where many other radios leave off. State-of-the-art digital technology provides performance and features which make this the most desirable sound system ever offered in Cadillac automobiles. Let's go over some of the standout ETR features. The first and most obvious feature of the ETR is its light-emitting diode readout, which displays time of day or radio station frequency. The solid-state clock has the luxury of quartz accuracy. By gently pulling out and holding the scan touch button, you can correctly set the hours in time of day. By performing the same procedure with the seek touch button, you can correctly set the minutes in time of day. And by gently pulling and holding the scan and seek touch buttons simultaneously, you can zero the seconds. Of course, the ETR system is first and foremost a quality radio. For instance, when you normally change stations on a radio, you often have to fine-tune the station, even if you preset the buttons. Well, with ETR, you get what Delco calls channelized detent tuning, which eliminates any need for rock-in fine-tuning. To simplify the control function, the typical AM/FM band switch has been eliminated. In its place, the AM/FM band control is now located here on the tuning knob, and it operates with a push-push function. Push once for an AM band selection, push again for an FM band selection, and simply push once again to return to AM. Built-in efficiency is a strong point with the ETR. Now, the seek and scan touch buttons are useful in a variety of ways. By pressing the seek touch button, you automatically advance the tuner to the next strongest distant station, which means this built-in sensitivity feature is good for open highway driving. For in-town travel, ETR automatically provides local stopping sensitivity by pressing the scan touch button. This means ETR automatically samples each local station on the band for 7 seconds. Built-in seek-scan muting efficiently reduces noise between stations during this operation. This means that the usual mechanical noise associated with most radios is eliminated with ETR, which emphasizes Cadillac's quiet luxury even more. To stop the automatic scanning of stations, you simply press and release the scan touch button once again. ETR means more than high technology. It also means convenience. With its memory touch button feature, you can preset 4 favorite stations on each of the AM, FM, or available CB bands. This is accomplished by gently pulling and releasing the touch buttons coinciding with your 4 favorite selections on each band. An additional convenience feature is ETR's automatic recall, which selects and displays the last station listened to when switching bands. For instance, from AM to FM, back to AM. The last great feature about CB